What's going on YouTube? Day back again, and today, guess what? We're taking a look at the first of a few accessories that I ended up getting to help make the Mavic controller a little more user-friendly. And if you're like me, you live in an area where there's a lot of people that use Wi-Fi, and maybe you have some power lines around everything, you end up risking a chance of, if you're flying your Mavic not even that far, you'll sort of lose signal, and maybe it's not as crisp and clear as you would like. Well, I ended up picking up this range extender, and this is by ThreeKing on Amazon. There will be a link down in the description if you want to check this out. This is a really simple, it's a parabolic range extender that goes over your antennas. Basically, what ends up happening is when you're holding your controller or using it, I've seen some people, they do this with their antennas, thinking that pointing it straight out toward your drone, you're going to get the strongest signal. Unfortunately, that's the weakest part of the signal. The strongest part is both front, back, and sides, 360 degrees from these side panels. That's how it radiates out. So technically, when you're flying it, you should have your antennas something like this, or if you're holding it, something like this. Now the problem is, if you're flying your drone ahead of you, you shouldn't really be flying it behind you because, well, you're not in line of sight. When you're flying it ahead of you, well, you're losing 50% of the signal coming this way. So what the purpose of this is it takes that 50% of signal that comes this way and it pushes it with the other 50% that goes that way. And with the way that this is designed, some of them, it's going to narrow that beam down like this toward your drone. This one, it takes that reflection and it pushes it like this toward your drone, and you'll be able, I have seen people double or almost double the range on the Mavic. I haven't tried that because I live in a pretty populated area and I don't want to go that far with my drone. But what I can tell you is I have some high power lines which are over here, and everybody's got freaking Wi-Fi in their home, and I'll end up finding little bubbles that the feed coming back to me is kind of grainy, it'll cut out, it'll start losing some connection. And since using this, the few times that I've ended up using it, I haven't had that issue at all. So this is a definite must in my case, at least where I live. Your results may vary. Now, taking it out of its case, it did come with a lens cleaning cloth for cleaning the inside of it. It came with this small ThreeKing card, just telling you where to check them out online and how to contact them if you need to. It came with a small introduction and everything. Most of it is in Chinese. There are some English. The instructions for putting it on is so simple that a child could do it. Now, one of the things I do like is look how small that this folds up. You can just stick it in your bag. You don't have to worry about getting damaged. There is a nice kind of rubberized coating that everybody seems to be putting on things right now, and of course with the ThreeKing logo on there. So you just unfold it, like literally that is it. Now you'll notice how shiny that is, and that's because these panels in here are brass. Now when I got this, there was a plastic protective coating that was on here, and you do want to just lift it up from the edge and remove that. Otherwise, these will not work the way that they're supposed to. These are really simple to install. You've got bigger holes on one side, smaller holes on the other. You just take your controller, slide it in the slots. And the nice thing is this will keep like you from bumping one of the antennas and one being this way, one being that way. It keeps it in line. Now, the only downside that I ended up finding is if you crank those all the way back like that, that's going to obstruct some of your movement. If you go all the way forward like this, or if you're like me and you have a tendency of rocking the controller mid thumb pad. So you might be cautious of that, and it does cover up the power button and the home button, as you can see right there. I usually just keep it like that, especially when I have my iPad holder installed on there. But this seems to work great. I find that it's very comfortable to hold it in this angle while I am controlling it. I can see my iPad, I can see this screen, and everything seems to work just fine. And that was pretty much it in a nutshell, boys and girls. I just wanted to give you guys a view on one of my favorite things that I've ended up finding to use with my Mavic Pro. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down in the comment section. Links to this will be down in the description, so definitely check it out if you have any interest. There are some others, just real quick off the bat, I have seen some others that don't have these slots and it just sits on here, and the problem is they just kind of do this. I haven't had any issues with this. It doesn't go anywhere. It sits on there and nice and secure. I think for the money, I will be honest, this was $9, like $9. That's it. You can't beat the price if you live in an area like I do and you need some extended range. You just want that peace of mind that your $1,000 drone isn't going to go flying off and crash into a palm tree or anything else. I want to thank you guys for tuning in. I will see you guys all in the next video. Thanks for sticking around. Peace out, YouTube.